temperature. It's hot in here, you jerks. Happy Monday, everybody. So let's talk about an important fight that's just getting started. No, it's not Kudlow versus Kilmeade in Foxy boxing, but tickets are still available. No, that didn't land. Florida has joined Iowa, Utah, and Arkansas to become the fourth state this year to pass universal school choice. It's such a big deal, it got Randy Weingarten to finally wash her hair. Today, Governor Ron DeSantis signed a bill which expands the state's education savings account to all K-12 students, regardless of race, income, background, or even zip code. Now that they have school choice, Florida's parents' biggest worry will be that their kids will be eaten by pythons. That wouldn't be a worry for me. So the good news is those funds could be used for anything from private school tuition, tutoring, textbooks, homeschooling, online learning, special needs therapy, and in Florida, alligator repellent. As proponents put it, it funds students and not systems, which may finally force public schools to compete in something other than best drag queen. Yeah, damn them. The hell. Florida is the sixth state nationwide to approve such options, and if more states do the same, this could reshape the country. But there's still a challenge. It's time. Parents don't have any. Activists do. Whether it's graphic sex in textbooks, critical race theory, or drag queen story hour, the parents are always caught off guard. They're lied to that it's not really happening until they find out their daughter, Tammy, now goes by Timmy. It's the equation of activism. Parents are busy, making babies, taking care of babies, working to pay off those babies. Activists don't have these pressures. I mean, have you seen them? Who would have babies with that? Yeah. Applaud their ugliness. Yes, they're homely. So it's about free time, and the creeps got a lot of it. That's why they can protest. It's not like they'll be late for work, because owning cats isn't technically work. So they have time to agitate and indoctrinate. You don't. Fact is, the people who are trying to change your world, they don't even live in it. If you think men have babies, you probably don't have babies. They aren't dealing with daycare or diapers like parents do, or Jill Biden.
Boom.
Dr. Jill Biden.
Yeah. Yeah. They love a cheap shot, this crowd. That's why I love them.
Aww.
But activists, they don't live your life. Instead, they're what I call issue squatters. They show up on turf that's not theirs, and they act like they're the new sheriff in town. Activists interfere in your kids' lives and do so under the ruse of right to privacy. Yeah, suddenly grade school lesson plans are classified, as if adults saying, this is our little secret, has ever led to something good. Have you seen the TikTok videos of bug-eyed activists boasting about indoctrinating kids? It's not a figment of your imagination, like that dream you keep having of me windsurfing. But when you shine a light on it, they freak out. It's their golden rule. You shall not show the world exactly what we say. Because even they know their ideas are gross and must be hidden from light and disinfected, just like mushrooms or Billy Baldwin. Got to go after that Baldwin now. We're running out of Baldwins. Not kidding. Folks on the left accuse you of transphobia for simply tweeting their TikTok videos. Sorry, to complain about a video you posted getting more exposure, you gotta have bigger balls than a lady swimmer. This is driving me crazy.
What is it?
I don't know. It's just when they put the mic on, it screws up my beautiful collar. Aww. There we go. So activists have parents over a barrel, and the barrel is simply being a parent. You know, parents are crazed at getting kids ready for school, paying bills, driving minivans, wearing horrible jeans. They don't have time to battle angry, joyless activists. It's not a fair fight because the weapon, again, is time, and parents are just too busy to fight back, so they're the last to know who they're actually fighting against. And activists don't have to do anything but scream for wacky causes and because face tattoos are painful. And after messing with the lives of others, what do these activists say? Well, mind your own business. Stay out of ours. Yeah, creeps wanting to tamper with your kids' growth believe they have a right to privacy. Nope. They've gone too far. In fact, it's a movement that's gone too far in everything. So school choice is no longer about education, but about values. It's not about classes or cafeterias or teacher-to-student ratio. It's about indoctrination in the form of gender politics, oppression theology, and guilt by historical association. And here's why. Life doesn't make these unhappy people. So these people have to make their own. And they got to find that raw material somewhere. Let's welcome tonight's guest. She has a nose for news and also to smell things. Host of the Faulkner Focus and outnumbered Harris Faulkner. He's inspired millions of women to embrace the lesbian lifestyle. Actor, writer, and comedian Jamie Lissow. The money you spend to see his act counts as a charitable donation.
Woo.
Host of Fox Across America, Jimmy Fallon. And most of her favorite books are of matches. Fox News contributor, Kat Tibb. Jamie, welcome to the show. I assume that there are schools in Alaska, right?
Yep, we do have schools in Alaska. I'll be honest with you, I don't know where my kids go to school. Because what happens is I'm not allowed within 20 yards of the entrance.
Yes.
It's not, no, it's not because I'm like a sexual deviant or anything. It's because my kids don't want to be seen getting in a minivan
Yes.
in front of their kids.
Yeah.
Good for Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good for, I love Florida. I don't know, what is the problem here? Florida's it's a great place. I feel like I've performed there recently. It feels very free.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. I would move to Florida in a minute. Florida, you know, it's the sunshine state.
Yes.
You guys know I live in Alaska, which is we're sunshine state. And I huge fan of Florida. A lot of Gutfeld fans came out. I did Naples.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever been in Naples.
I was in Naples yesterday.
You were not.
Yes, I was.
Dude, Naples is the Late Show is at 6 p.m.
Yeah.
I swear to God.
That's funny.
It's the greatest thing ever. We had a midnight show at 9. It doesn't even make sense. It was amazing.
All right. Well, I think you did okay for now.
Okay.
Why don't you just shelve the rest of the jokes for later?
Okay.
We'll come back to you.
All right.
Harris, what do you make of this movement, this parents' movement? It's kind of exciting.
Okay, so if you are a school that's offering all the things that flex to the woke crowd, what will you do when parents have a choice?
Yep.
When they can walk their education money, or in Florida, this new account that they have, when they can walk that money elsewhere. We're already seeing it in my second home state, because, you know, I live in cobalt blue Jersey, where parents, I guess, are next to terrorists. They don't actually call us terrorists.
Yes.
We just don't know when any of the meetings are, because
Right.
they keep changing them up, you know, off our calendars, so we can't reach it. But in Arizona, when I'm home, we already do this. We already have school of choice. The new Democrat governor, though, Katie Hobbs, wants to roll back the clock. You know, like they roll back the prices at Walmart. Yeah, that's what she wants to do with school of choice. But they also have it in Indiana, a Republican governor there. It's working. It works. It puts the pressure on the schools to keep up with what we need, what kids need to compete on a global scale.
Yeah, that's great. It's true. You know, Jimmy,
girl.
the way you're dressed, you're kind of like the hip guidance counselor that that everybody warns you're not supposed to be alone with, especially in a freight elevator for some reason.
People, you know what I love about this jacket? People can't tell if I'm Fox Talent or I sell drugs to Fox Talent. The answer, if you're wondering, is both, but stick with me. I always dial in on this subject because I have one kid, as everybody knows. One kid. According to Maury Povich, it is mine. And you take it more seriously when he gives you the "you're the father" thing.
Yeah.
We're only in this position, it's worth acknowledging, that schools, and specifically liberals, had education as a monopoly. It was a monopoly for them. This was their issue. Republicans never touched it until the pandemic, and we saw just how hard they were failing our children. And you look no further than, look at the TikTok story from last week. how they talked about like TikTok is a danger to kids because they're following these TikTok challenges, like the Kool-Aid challenge, where a kid runs through a wooden fence, like Kool-Aid roller skating into a room, okay? TikTok is not the problem. That is schools failing children, okay? TikTok goes away tomorrow. If your kid runs through a fence, he's stupid. Do you understand?
But I gotta tell you, in defense of kids, every kid wanted to be that Kool-Aid guy. We used to, like in the garage, we'd stack up boxes, and we'd recreate the commercial running through it.
Yeah, but boxes. You didn't run through a fence.
I didn't need boxes. That's your personal problem.
I'm laughing.
Kat, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Yeah. Why is school choice so scary to the other side?
That's what I was trying to think about. Like, the only reason you'd have a problem with letting the parents choose what school they want to go to is that your school sucks. I mean, they say like, okay, what if everyone wants to go to this one school and not everyone wants to go to this other? It's okay, so the right thing to do is to force kids to go to a school that's not doing a good job. It's the only way to make it better is to give them some incentive to make it better. That's why everything that's mandatory and you don't have a choice, all of those things suck. There's nothing mandatory that's fun. So I don't think this should be a controversial thing. I mean, when I had chicken pox in third grade, I did all my work from home for that week, and I finished it in like 2 hours. So my dad homeschooled me for 2 years.
There you go.
So I think that was happening, and that's why I'm so amazing. So
You think?
no, but I think that happened on a larger scale in the pandemic, where they're actually seeing what was happening in schools.
Is this why you're anti-vax?
What?
You want everybody to get chicken pox, so then they stay home and they learn to be homeschooled. Brilliant.
No, I'm not anti-vax. I'm pro-chicken pox.
are linked to shingles.
Shingles.
I also had shingles, but just a little bit.
Fake science?
Yes.
It's still better than the time me and Jamie got monkeypox.
Stop.
That's it, chicken pox. Listen, Jamie will vouch for this. Those comedy condos don't clean themselves. Holy hell.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means.
I wonder if, yes?
He started it.
All right, we got to move on.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.